Hey art friends, welcome back. So today is going to be another review day because we just got the Artsnacks box for October. Now I already did the Artsnacks review for the large Inktober box that I purchased. If you want to check it out, you can. I'll put a little linky somewhere up here. So this one, was not expecting it to be Inktober themed, but it does kind of seem that it is. So let's dive in and see what we got. And as always, if you like the reviews, if you like speed paints, and if you like art that's a little bit weirder, make sure that you go ahead and you click the subscribe button, click the notification button, and give this video a thumbs up. In addition, if you want to see all of the other artwork I do, make sure you follow me on my other social media channels. That's Design by Mercedes on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and Design Mercedes on Twitter. So let's get started. Alright, so to begin, the reason I say I believe this box is Inktober themed, the small box again that I always get, is because this time it came with this nice little tiny description of everything. Again, I never really read these unless I'm utterly confused by the product. But it also, the first thing that I actually saw wasn't even wrapped in the normal package. The first piece that we are getting is a pure jet black India ink. So that was my hunch for why this actual packed theme, regardless if you do Inktober or not, is going to be more driven towards Inktober. As always, little snack. This one is a Dum Dum. A pineapple flavored Dum Dum, I guess? No, lime. It's lime, not pineapple. Alright, so as always in the bag they provide you with their little Artsnacks sticker. So first thing that I see is actually gorgeous. It is a full little pen, like quill pen set. That's very hard to see. Let me pull it out of the packaging. This is actually like one of those really nice inking pens. They give you a tip and the hole holder for it, which is really gorgeous. I have one of these and I do have some interchangeable tips. Mine is not as nice as this one. This is like, it just feels a lot nicer and a lot lighter. Mine's kind of chunky and like it's yellow and I got it for $5. This is like a really nice actual calligraphy inking pen. Next up in this box is this Winsor Newton. Oh, it's a fine liner, so it's a terribly thin line pen, as you can see here. Really small tip. It looks like it's the color orange. Sorry, I can't get that to focus. It looks like it's in the color orange. It's actually a 0.1 tip. It looks like it is listing it as color sepia, but it almost looks like it's a brown by, they do these color band rings. It looks like it's almost a brown to me. So the next one in the box, now I have said before when I've gotten these in the box, there's a brand called Plumchester, and I've really enjoyed their pens. They have Micron pens, like the little fine liner pens, just like Micron or Copic, but they're about half or a third of the price. So I've got now another Plumchester in here. This one, however, oh, it's a giant paint marker. So I have a chunk of these already, but the chunk that I have are actually, they're the PASA markers. So actually I have one right here. They're the large PASA markers. I love these paint pens. They're great for extra fine details. This one looks like it is a purple. Oh, and weird. It, oh, this is cool. Okay, so these PASAs that you get, not in the box, but the PASAs when you buy them have different tip sizes that you can buy them as. This one, if you look right here, it actually allows you to pull out this tip, right? And you can reverse this tip to being a fine point or a thick point. That is really, really cool. I haven't seen a marker that you could do that with in a while. So this will be really, really awesome. I'm pretty excited. It is purple, so I'm really not sure what the color combo is going to be here yet. Next is another one of these ink brush pens. We got one of these last time, but it was a lot darker. It was green. It was also a different brand. This one it's yellow. This is actually like, it looks like just a yellow ink. Again, brush tip pens haven't always been my favorite, but we'll see how I do with this one. This looks like it's a lot more fluid, kind of watered down ink, unlike the green one that we got last time, which was like, it was ink. Like it said watercolor ink, but it was like ink. So those are all the pieces that I actually got in this box. So again, it's the India ink, bloop, the nice detailer for it, and then the marker, brush pen, and the Faber-Castell one. So I'm definitely not sure what I'm going to do with all these things. It might take me a little bit to figure it out, but I'm going to give it a shot and check back and we'll see what we make. So I did something a little bit different this time, and I actually tested out everything before I got started. I got the marker pen working, which, you know, it worked pretty well. I did like the lightness of the yellow ink this time. The Faber-Castell, really nice. They're great pens. Again, in terms of the actual inking pen, like the India ink and using the nib and everything, I'm not the best at that. That's something I'm getting used to, so it was a little bit more difficult for me. So I started out by doing my sketch of what I wanted to do, and I wanted to go a little Halloween themed, and after doing the sketch I moved on to a nicer piece of paper. So the paper I'm using is actually the Lenox cotton paper by Legion that I got from the large Inktober box. I've been using it since, well, by the time this video is going up, I've actually been using it, and I really enjoyed the paper. Would highly recommend if you're going to splurge on some nicer paper, so I might be splurging on some more nicer paper from them pretty soon. So after I got my initial sketch down, I was a little thrown off because the color combination here is a yellow. It is a brown sepia. That was dumb of me earlier. It's sepia is brown, as well as the yellow and the purple and then black. So I decided to go in and line everything with the fine liner pen, which worked great, 10 out of 10. They have great products. I love a fine liner. Like, I'm never going to be mad at a fine liner pen. That's just, they're always going to get a good marking in my book, unless they really suck. And even then, like, I would still probably give them an 8 out of 10. So I decided to go in with the India ink and the nib to give it a little bit more dimension in the darker areas to try to shade it. Again, using nibs and ink, like free ink like this, it's not something I do often. So as you can see, I smudged the ink because I'm impatient and couldn't wait for it to dry, but I do fix it later on. In terms of that watercolor, yellow watercolor pen, that thing was awesome. I loved the consistency and how light it was. I actually like this one much better than the one that I got in last month's box. That green in last month's box was just, it was so dark. It was really hard to kind of control. So I liked the way that this one was so much lighter on the actual ink color, that it allowed me to get the kind of glowing effect that I wanted. In terms of the actual nib and like the actual acrylic, like, or not acrylic, the calligraphy like pen and everything, they are really, really nice. I do kind of wish that like the one that I have, I got different options with it. I almost wish that there had been different nib options given. It wasn't just one, but I mean, it is still really nice. So far everything in the box, pretty fantastic. I don't know if I would go out of my way to buy the nib and the holder for it. Since I do already have one, it might not be as nice, but it does the job. The India ink, however, is fantastic. Very, very dark. I will say that. However, I do think I also prefer the Liquitex ink that we got in the larger box. There's nothing wrong with the India ink. I just think I like the Liquitex one for the amount that you're getting for price compared to the India ink, the little bottle that we got in this month's box. And lastly, moving on to this pen. So as I said in the unboxing, Plumchester, so far I have loved their products. Their fine liner markers have been great. This pen was okay. It is not my favorite. I did even try to switch the tip around to try to get more of a detailed area, because I was trying to really highlight to make a background. I'm really not a fan. I've been struggling with it. The ink didn't come out the way I wanted it to. The marker tip was very harsh and almost seemed like it was really rough on the paper, which was a little upsetting. So not my favorite. If I'm gonna use a paint marker, I'm probably gonna look towards my Pasas instead of looking at this Plumchester one again. If you've made it this far into the video, I just want to say first off, thank you so much. Please give the video a big thumbs up, click subscribe if you like these types of videos. I try to do a review and a speed drawing every month. As well, you can see all of my work and everything else I'm doing on my social media handles. That's Design by Mercedes on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, as well as Design Mercedes on Twitter. So, overall rating of the box. The biggest takeaway that I have with these boxes is that a lot of the times they're sending me items that I would not buy for myself. I absolutely would not. I wouldn't be buying pens like this. I wouldn't be buying the watercolor pens. I wouldn't be buying just bottles of ink. It's not my typical thing. So I do appreciate the media that I'm getting in the box because it's not stuff that I would normally buy for myself. However, that being said, the Artsnacks boxes do have a tendency to heavily focus on watercolor, as far as I have seen. I'm not saying they always do watercolor, but they do always have a heavy watercolor focus with some kind of watercolor piece in the box. So I would say going forward, if watercolors aren't your jam, if you're not interested in them, the Artsnacks boxes may not be for you, because they basically, I think every month I've gotten something that's been watercolor based. in terms of the like pen media, I've been really pleased with them. I think the first kind of like even fail is this Plumchester marker pen that I've gotten, and it's not even really a fail, it's not working on the media that I'm using. So again, the box isn't bad. I'm happy for what I paid for it, but it is something to note that looking forward, they really do have a heavy push on watercolors.